Western officials are alarmed at the plight of Christians in the Middle East, where they're increasingly becoming targets of sectarian violence. Britain's faith minister says the turbulent region is now seeing an exodus of biblical proportions, with Christians under threat of becoming extinct in some countries. RT's Paula Sleer reports.
For many Christians in the Middle East, the Arab Spring has been wintry at best. The International Society for Human Rights says that 4 out of every 5 acts of religious discrimination in the world today are perpetrated and carried out against Christians. Nowhere is this more acutely felt than in the Middle East and North Africa. If you look at Syria, for example, where 10% of the total population is Christian, a third of them have already fled from the civil war that started 2 years ago, and that number continues to grow. After the murder of Father Basilius Nasser last year in 2012, the threats and the persecutions of Christians escalated, so much so that many today say the nightmare facing the Christians of Syria is the same nightmare that the Christians of Iraq have been living under since the invasion in 2003.
I believe it is all systematic and planned, forcing Christians to leave. In Iraq, for instance, less than 200,000 Christians remain. We do have concerns. We do hope we can stick to our land, Syria, which is the cradle of Christianity. We also hope that the Pope and heads of Christian denominations shall call for denouncing violence and adopting dialogue.
In August this year, the Christian town of Malula outside Damascus was attacked by rebels. Tens of soldiers were killed and many residents fled. It's still not clear how many of them have not returned to the village and where in Syria they have been displaced. Earlier, I visited the town of Homs, where a Syrian soldier took me to the front line and showed me the damage the rebels had carried out against a local church.
This is the church. Unfortunately, it was not like that before. Look at this destruction and mess. From here, the explosions were coming down on people praying. Of course, people started crying out for help from us. The priest was right here, and they were captured here in the church.
Elsewhere in Egypt, the Muslim Brotherhood supporters have blamed Christians for the army's ouster of their president Mohamed Morsi. More than 100 Christian sites were attacked and some 42 churches razed to the ground. While in Iraq, after the American invasion back in 2003, half of the Iraqi Christian population left for other Middle Eastern countries. An American think tank, the Pew Forum, says that Christians face harassment and oppression in 139 countries. This is nearly 3/4 of all the countries on the face of the earth. Paula Sleer, RT, Tel Aviv.